Dear students, today in this video I shall discuss about how can we make a sentence negative from affirmative. But before my starting of this video, I like to request you to subscribe my channel and to watch the video up to the end. I have written 3 sentences here. I am a student, he is a postman, and you are a handsome boy. In these 3 sentences, there are auxiliaries. You must notice it, there are auxiliaries. And I want to say that if there is a auxiliary in a sentence, then we have only to add not after the auxiliary to make the sentence negative. That is, I is the subject and after I there is auxiliary am, I am, and after am, as am is the auxiliary, so we have to add not after am, and we have to write the remaining parts of the sentence, and thus it turns it into negative. The second sentence is he, and he is a postman. Auxiliary is he, then we have to add not after the auxiliary, that is after he. That is, he is not a postman. He is not a postman. And in the third sentence, you are a handsome boy. You are a handsome boy. In this sentence, the auxiliary is are, and we have to add not after, just after are, to turn it into negative. You are not a handsome boy. You are not a handsome boy. Like these 3 sentences, we can get many sentences in which we find an auxiliary, and if we find auxiliary in a sentence, then we have only to add not just after the auxiliary to make it negative. Next, I am going to write some sentences to illustrate it. We can find some sentences in which we do not find auxiliaries. How can we then turn those sentences into negative? Like, I do the sum. You help the poor boy. They teach the students. That is the students. There are 3 sentences here. I do the sum, you help the poor boy, they teach the students. In these 3 sentences, we do not find a auxiliary. Here is the main verb only. I do is the main verb of this sentence, and you help the poor boy, help is the main verb of this sentence, and they teach the students, and here this is the main verb of this sentence. Then what shall have to do in this sentence to turn these sentences into negative? If we find a verb without adding s or s. Am I clarifying? If we find a verb like do without adding s or s, that is, we have not added s or es in this verb because its subject is I, first person and singular number. So we do not add s or s in s or s with the verb. If we find a verb without s or es, then we have to add do not just after the subject and before the verb. That is, I do not. I do not, and after do not we have to write the main verb of the given sentence. I do not do the sum. What we do? What have we done here? We just add do not just after the subject of the sentence and before the verb of the sentence. And after writing do not, we add the main verb of the sentence and remaining parts of the sentence to make it negative. And in the second sentence, like this sentence, we can do you do not help the poor boy. You do not help the poor boy. What have we done here? We have written just do not just after the subject of the sentence and before the verb of the sentence. That is, before help we write do not, and just after the subject we have written do not to make this sentence negative. That is, you do not help the poor boy. Like this, in the third sentence, they teach the students. We will add do not. After do not, we will write the main verb of the sentence, that is teach. They do not teach the students. They do not teach the students. Like this, there are many sentences in English which sentences we can turn into negative following these rules. But there are many sentences in which we find the verbs adding s or s. That is, he says the truth. He says the truth. He plays cricket in the field. In the field. She jumps into the pond. Ram. I'm going to solve these three sentences. Here we notice that s is added with the verb. S is added in every sentence with every verb. S is added, and if s is added with the verb, then the subject of the sentence will be in the third person and singular number. If the subject of a sentence is in the third person singular number, then s or es is added, will be added to the verb. Then what shall have to do to make this sentence negative? We just have to add doesn't, that is does not, before the verb of the sentence and just after the subject of the sentence. And we have to replace s. We have to remove s from the verb of the given sentence. That is, we have to write subject. After subject, we have to write does not. We have to write does not. Then what shall have to write? Then the main verb of the sentence, that is say, without s. We have to write without s or yes. Without s or yes. That is says, we have to write say. He does not say the truth. He does not say the truth. Can I clarify? If there is s or es added to the subject, added to the verb of a given sentence, Then to make this sentence negative, we have to add does not just after the subject of the sentence and before the verb of the sentence, and we have to write the main verb of the sentence removing s or yes, and then the remaining parts of the sentence we have to write. Like this sentence, we can write he doesn't play cricket in the field. Like these two sentences, we can write the third sentence of the third sentence, that is she does not jump into the pond. Moreover, there are some sentences in which we find yes added with the verb. Yes is added with the verb. How can then we make those sentences negative? I am going to write a few sentences like those. That is, he goes to market. He goes to market. In this sentence, es is added with the to the verb. Es is added to the verb of the sentence. Another sentence, Himu does his work in time. Himu does his work in time. I say a while ago that if we find s or es added to the verb of a sentence, then we have to add does not before the verb of the sentence and just after the subject of the sentence. That is, he does not go. We remove es. He does not go to market. He does not go to market. Like this, Himu does not do. We remove es from does and we add do just after do not. Himu does not do his work in time. Himu does not do his work in time. This is how in present tense all these sentences are of present indefinite tense, and this is how in present indefinite tense we can transfer or we can turn a sentence from affirmative to negative. Now, how can we turn a sentence of past tense into negative? A sentence of past indefinite tense. A sentence of past indefinite tense is like this: I did the sum in the morning. I did the sum in the morning. He played Ludo at home. He played Ludo at home. They wrote the story. In all these sentences, we notice a thing, that is, the verb is used in past tense. The verb is used in the past tense, and thus the sentence of first indefinite tense has been written. Of course, how can we turn these sentences into negative? All these sentences are in affirmative sentence. All these sentences are of affirmative, and we have to turn these sentences into negative. One thing we have to remember, if we find past form of the verb in a sentence, then we have to add did not just after the subject of the sentence and just before the verb of the sentence. And after that, we have to write the present form of the given verb. That is, I. After I, we will add did not. After did not, we will write the present form, that is V1 form of the verbs given in the sentence. That is did. Present form of the did is do. I did not do. And then the remaining parts of the sentence we have to write. The some in the morning. In the morning. Like this sentence, like the first sentence, we can write the second sentence also. That is, he did not played. Here is the verb is played, and the present form of the verb is play. He did not play Ludo at home. In the third sentence, they wrote the story. They did not. Past tense is wrote, then present tense is write. He did not write the story. Thus we can transfer a sentence of first indefinite tense into negative.